What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Team Solemn Circus live video. It's on the left side here. We have Kashtira, Maliss going up against Ryzeal. It's going to be the pure version on the right side here. We don't have the Fiendsmith card just yet. I think that the Fiendsmith is definitely a little bit better. We have Triff going on about how you should play the Bystials in your Fiendsmith deck, or else you're not playing it properly here. We're going to be diving on in with the Kashtira Maliss deck, and I'm going first. Before we dive in, over to like, comment, subscribe, channel a lot wrong about 10k. Trying to hit that before the end of the year. Looking very slim, but we always have next year. We're going to see a draw face of Perulia from the Ryzeal player in this case, and we do have a Kashtira Planet in the hand for the Maliss player. So it looks like that will give them at least 2 draws if they have to normal summon out one of the monsters here. And it looks like they have a full roast of their own in their hand as well. So we're going to see the planet being searched, and we're going to search for a copy of Unicorn. This card's going to be one of the best cards of the current format, being able to rip the extra deck. A lot of players are loving this card, or it's in a lot of people's decks, I should say. We're going to spell something out to the Unicorn. That's going to allow the Ryzeal player to draw 1 card, and we're going to activate the effect, letting us search for a birth. So when we link it away, we can bring it back, being a very powerful card on its own. Be able to look at the extra deck. Now, a lot of times against these decks, if you're playing the Fiendsmith cards, you can just rip one of those cards. Ripping the Desiree can be pretty powerful, or even just like against Ryzeal, if you end up hitting like either like the duo drive or the detonator, it definitely stops. Like, I don't think Maliss cares that much about detonator, so you can just rep the duo drives and making them essentially have to like start going crazy with the slow plays rather than be able to search for 2 cards. Pretty nuts. But you are going to limit kind of what they have to do there to attach and stuff. We're going to be seeing a normal summon of the Dormouse. It's going to be getting them another draw. Then we're going to banish the White Rabbit. White Rabbit is going to summon itself out. And we are going to be able to place a trap from the deck onto the field. We did see a face down card being placed already off of before the Dormouse was summoned. This is going to kind of let us prevent an imperm if it is, one of the traps. Now, a lot of times, they will just bait by putting one of the face-down spells they have in their hand that can be activated that turn, but still, you never really know. We're going to see a Haggard Lizaros being made here, and then we're going to be banishing the Dormouse because it has not activated effects yet. We're going to pay another 300 to summon itself out. This now gives us the link material to climb up into one of our monsters here, going to be the Rose-looking one. Whenever it's banished, it gets to summon out or gets a stump of banished monster. We're going to see them activate the effect now, searching for the field spell here. And we have normal summoned. Birth is still in our hand. We kind of have to find a way to get another monster on the field. We're going to activate the effect of the trap. That's going to allow us to banish the rain to allow us to summon from the deck or search, I believe. It summons, okay, so we're summoning out a cheese cat there. Or chess cat, I should say. Then we're going to pay 900 to summon out the red rose. We're going to activate the effect, banishing the copy of the Dotscaper, which will then allow itself to be summoned out. So now we have another set of bodies, I should say. And we still can link away that Kashtira Unicorn, because we can just bring it back at any time. So we have multiple bodies here. We are going to threaten the Nibiru right now. I mean, this is a pretty good spot, making it so that we just don't kind of continue. We just have the field spell in the hand, but yeah, it's going to be pretty good. So we're going to see the whole board being wiped. It's going to be a huge token on this side there in the fence position, and we're going to be calculating it right now. Because, yeah, Dotscaper plus Cheese Cat and the Unicorn. Yeah, it's going to be a pretty beefy token there. What people don't realize as well is, like, with talents being, like, rampant in the format, putting a token on the side of the field can just also, like, be a way for you to just steal game as well. Being able to, like, take that and then attack over something with a lot of damage. Like, stealing it with talents is pretty nice right now if you're playing Nib in your main deck, because you can just wait for like a giant board like this and then just end up stealing their monster, and then just like kind of go crazy because everyone's gonna have hand traps, right? So we're gonna be seeing the field spell, gonna be activating, banishing the copy of the chess cat, which is going to allow us to summon itself back out. We're then gonna go up into the birth, bringing back that unicorn, and we're now gonna be able to link away for the Link Spider. Now we're going to go up into the Splash Mage. Splash Mage can bring back out a copy of any of the whatever they're called, the Maliss monsters, which now allows us to go up into the white binder here, which is going to give us a triple banish. Now, we have already used all the effects of our monsters to banish this turn, so it's not going to be that huge, but we can just banish, or set a trap from the deck, I should say, as well with this card. So now we have 2 of the traps that have kind of been in rotation. The third trap being face down is very slim, but it is a chance that it is, and we're going to be seeing and activating it right now. Going to be banishing, pardon me, the white binder, bringing back out the copy of the Rain, and they're going to pay another 900 for the white binder to bring itself back out alongside to draw 1 card. Then we get to gain the attack because we also have the a link monster on the field here. So we're going to summon itself out, and they do our pointing, so they're going to be doing some different things there. Yeah, they ask what the effects do. We're going to be drawing 1 off the white binder, and we do have an imperm left in the hand as well. So it's pretty nice that they did not play a Veiler, because we did have the trap there to kind of allow us to dodge, but this can allow us to kind of have recovery through that Nibiru, bringing us into this game state that we see now. We are going to be seeing them attempt to banish the traps from the graveyard on the white binder's summon here, because this is going to allow us, if we get the third one banished, the field spell is going to be giving them a huge attack boost. I think it's like 3,000 attack boost, if I'm not mistaken. We are going to be looking at our options here, and it looks like this is going to be kind of it from us. But this is still a pretty decent end board. Like, you have a banish trap, which you can just do next turn, banish one of the Ryzeal monsters, and then get white binder to banish. Like, you're not going to be setting up a huge board of, like, power cards, especially when we're not playing the Fiends and stuff. White binder is a little less good against them, but it's still pretty decent. Because you can see, like, white binder being brought back, banishing the trap that's in the graveyard, maybe like 2 other of the Maliss monsters, which can then bring them out, kind of setting up a board. And we do have like double imperm, I think. So we're going to set 2 cards there and just pass turn. So we essentially have a banish, an imperm, a unicorn alongside huge bodies here. We're going to be seeing a desires right off the top. Banishing 10 cards. There are 2 cards. The last turn was not good enough. So we want to see some more. We're going to draw into an imperm, and it looks like a Ryzeal monster there, which is going to be the one that we summon. And the glare is so horrible, I can't really see it, but I do believe that is sword, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, the over sleeves that people are using, that Jason use, do have glare a lot of the time when we are in the camera, because the camera is so high up. But this is going to be sword there. I'm not exactly sure which ones they are. It might be Dragon Shield non-matte, like just the clear ones, but the glare is pretty big. And we do have an Ash Blossom in our hand from the Ryzeal. They're going to search for a copy of Ice, and we're going to see the Unicorn effect can activate, allowing us to look at the extra deck there, and we do see an SP, and they're going to read the Ice as well, okay. So we're going to be seeing an SP and a whole bunch of Link monsters there, or XYZ monsters there. The only one is going to be the SP there. But we do see the Light Adagnister. It's going to be like a non-targeting pop. The Aggravator. It'll take a second to read this. This is going to be the pure version of the deck, so I want to make sure the full armored Utopia card. And what are we really worried about here is the question. I feel like at this point you just hit a detonator. I'm thinking about the Zeus here as well, I suppose. Or, yeah, Exciton Knight's going to be also a really good option, making so that they just don't have to commit the whole board to a Zeus. Yeah, I completely agree with that. So hitting the Exciton Knight, even though we have the Imperm, is pretty solid. We are going to be reading our own Ice. So we have lots of cards in the hand. We ended up drawing 2 cards off of the Prelia. Last turn we drew 2 cards off the Desires here, which, I mean, we did draw Desires, so it is a kind of a +1 in the case of the card. And we do see a talent is going to be activated now, and this is going to take the White Binder. And this actually might be one of the most powerful takes we could see from us, because now we can't even go for the Banish. They're going to link away for an SP now. And SP is going to try to banish the Birth. We're going to let that go through. So now we don't have the Kashtira follow-up every single turn, which is pretty nice. And now we're going to activate Ice, sending the SP to the graveyard to summon itself out, which is now going to be able to activate the... or no effects here, okay? We're going to go up into... I believe that's a dual drive? Yeah, okay. And then we're going to activate the Cross, the field spell here. And then we are going to be using a trap there to add from the deck. But they do chain a copy of Ash Blossom to this, but they're going to then activate the Dual Drive, and we're going to be chaining an Imperm. They're going to chain a Cross out. We chain another Imperm to that there. And we do have to declare a card name with the Cross out, though. They did call Imperm, of course. Yeah, that's going to be pretty nice having the double Imperm there to stop that Dual Drive and allowing it to essentially not getting that double search. We do see the Cross out banish one Imperm from the deck, but its effects are going to be negated. Yes, that's pretty nice there from the Maliss player. They're going to go with Battle Phase, attack over the Red Rain, and they're going to set one and just pass turn on this. So, we are going to be in a little bit of a tough position here because we don't have any other way to banish right now. The Field Spell does nothing. Unicorn isn't going to do too much. We have, it looks like a Nib and a Mulch Army in the hand there. But we could... They're looking at like their options there. I mean, they don't have anything. They can't even SP banish because they can't turn the Mulch Army or the Unicorn into a extra deck monster here to banish their own card. So they're kind of are in a bad position. They did have to go through Splash Mage and Hazard because of the fact that they got Nibiru last turn. So like Ryzeal looks like they are in a really good spot at this point. And they put a lot of pressure on the board by like removing that Birth immediately off the SP. Like they did a really good job, honestly, outing this board there. We are going to be seeing the Maliss player end up admitting defeat there. And they also had a Desires in the hand from the Ryzeal, so they're going to be continuing their play anyways. It definitely feels kind of rough, like when you end up hand trapping the deck multiple times, and like you have almost all the outs. Like you have to waste 2 Imperms on a Dual Drive. Like that's kind of unfortunate there. We see from the Maliss, like we played very well. We played through Nibiru, but it just unfortunately at the end of it was just not enough for Ryzeal. Like Ryzeal is such a powerful, like low, like honestly, I don't want to say it's like the new Tempai, but like the deck pretty much plays itself, especially the pure variant. You know, there is different lines you have to do for the Fiendsmith stuff, which definitely does make the deck a lot harder to play. But when you're playing with the pure version, it's really like hard to, I don't want to say lose, but like misplay essentially, because you have your crossouts for your Imperms, you have a crossout for your Ashes or whatever you want. Like you have all these stuff that like is super simple to go for. Like you have Ice, you have Sword, like you have X, all these powerful cards that essentially do the exact same thing for every single one of them. But you don't have to really worry about like having Link Mods on the field like you do for the Fiendsmith stuff. You know, you have to think about it. Like same thing with like not playing the Bestials. You don't have to go like crazy and think about it. I do like the Bestials in the deck. I think that the deck is super cool and it can be evolved. Like I do like the Fiendsmith version and the board that it does bring. It's just when you want to play a pretty simple deck, head straight forward. Ryzeal Pure is a little bit the way to go here. As well as like, you know, being still expensive. Like Ryzeal obviously expensive, but the Fiendsmith stuff is also expensive as well. You know, you're looking to spend $300 for the engravers and all the stuff after. It's like you're adding another kind of essentially whole Ryzeal deck together. We are going to be seeing the Maliss player get hit with a Lancia once again during turn 0, and they have a Dotscaper in the hand, and it looks like 3 trap cards, with the Chess Cat being one. So we have 2 Imperms, It looks like we have 2 Imperms, a Trap card, the Chess Cat, as well as a Dotscaper there. So not being a good hand at all from the Maliss player. But this is kind of the importance of Lancia. You know, Lancia kind of just shuts down the whole entire Maliss deck completely. It is a turn skip in itself. We're going to see a normal summon of a Dotscaper, which can bring itself back out, so we're essentially going to have 3 materials here. Going up for a Lingaribo, then we're going to be seeing the Dotscaper summon its back out, and this is not the banned one, for anyone wondering. Then we're going to open to a Splash Mage. Splash Mage can then bring back up the Dotscaper, and then we're going to go up for a copy of Heatsoul, activating the effect, allowing us to draw 1 more card, and it looks like we drew a Domos there. So we're going to be seeing 3 cards being set and just passing turn on that, and that's going to be the turn skip in itself. We're going to be seeing Heatsoul once again, now paying 2,000 to draw essentially 2 cards here, and is this card going to be a hand trap now? We're going to be seeing a normal summon of an Ice, activating its effects, allowing us to then search our deck for, or summon, I should say, a Sword. Sword can then activate the effect, and it's going to resolve, letting us search for the X. We're going to be seeing a D barrier here for XYZs. We have the cross out for the D barrier there, banishing it, going to be stopping that floodgate of a turn skip in itself. You know, trying to get turn skip, but we had the out for it being the cross out. We are going to go up into the Duel Drive. They have an Imperm for it in the middle column. We're then going to activate the X, summoning itself out by dumping a copy of the Meteorologic. I'm going to be negating the Heatsoul, which is kind of a good thing because we are in a zone that the Heatsoul points to, so it would have been gaining the attack. But they do Imperm the X, making it so that we cannot summon another one from the deck. But we do have the other one there anyways. It does not matter. We can go up into the Detonator, and that's going to now allow us to attach the Meteorologist there. And we're just going to go Battle Phase and attack, dealing some damage. And then we're going to set 1 more additional card and pass turn there, with the Ash still in the hand, I want to mention as well. So pretty nice having a triple Trident, and it's not looking too good for the Maliss player. There's see a Kashtira field spell, chain the Ash Blossom to this, make it so that we just not get the Unicorn. And this, I guess, the Unicorn is 2 summons here, so 2 bodies. We are going to go then for the Talents, because we do have Thrust into Talents there. And then we're going to activate the Talents, and they do have a cross out for a Talents as well. This is just absolutely shit on here. Ryzeal is just outplaying the Maliss player with those cards, actually getting sacked here. We're going to see the Chess Cat being normaled, and then we are going to activate the effect, and they do chain the Ryzeal there. And get to banish the Domos, so we do get to still draw, but they are going to chain that to try to pop the field spell here. And then we're going to be seeing on the new chain, Domos will be negated by that Meteorologic that was attached. Well played here, I should say, in the by the Ryzeal player. But there's not much that we can really do here. I mean, we did get to draw 2 cards, but we're just going to see them admit defeat. There's really nothing they can do there at all. We're going to see a Harpy's Feather Duster in the top deck for the Ryzeal player. But yeah, that unfortunately was just completely sacked out. I'd be pretty upset too if I was a Maliss player. Like that's just, what do you even do? Double cross out. That card, a lot of players are hoping that card gets hit. I don't know how I feel about that card being hit myself, but still pretty crazy when you see a duel like that, when the whole thing just revolves around cross out kind of stealing the game there. Regardless, hope you're watching the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and more content like this. Stay safe. Peace.